Welcome back to the channel, guys. I didn't make a video yesterday, just because I was busy in real life, and I'll probably be busy tomorrow because of the holiday. I have to do a good bit of cooking, uh, making a ham and a turkey both. But anyway, I thought I would catch you guys up since I did accomplish my goal. We made top 5K for the first time in Gold Fever. I saved 68 million gold at the start of the event, and then was able to finish, and that was without using my Rune Guardian at all. I saved my Rune Guardian for PvP when there's a day and 5 hours left. When there was exactly less than 2 days left, I activated my Rune Guardian. Uh, since this is the first time I've pushed in PvP in months, I haven't actually tried to do anything besides just move my gauntlet team usually from defense to offense and then back to defense when I was done doing like maze attacks or any other thing that required attacks, daily quests, whatever. It's been an up and down battle for me. There's a lot of times where I just do dumb stuff and then I lose so many trophies and then it takes so long to get back up. But I've been getting a little bit smarter with what I've been doing, like trying to more utilize my revenges. But what I still haven't been doing is worrying about doing an attack and then putting a defense. I'm still all in on attack strategy, meaning I basically just put Neo on defense, or I put like just some random junk so that way if they're expecting Neo, they don't get Neo when they come. That's about it. My defense hasn't really won many fights at all, like 11. This is also the most attacks I've ever done in a season since playing. Um, and again, a lot of it, you would think that a lot of attacks would serve a purpose, but really what happens is I have no control over the opponents I get. So sometimes I get frustrated and I just go on a spree of attacking where I'm just like attack after attack after attack. And what happens is I get one trophy wins, and then I get attacked by one of those people that I had previously attacked and got one trophy from. They end up attacking me back, and then they snag like 30 trophies from me, and I can end up going backwards. So I have gotten a little better at, after I go on an attack spree, once I get attacked back, I just chill out and wait a little bit like I used to do in the old days when we climbed PvP. Basically, it's like I got rusty not doing PvP for a while. And the reason why I don't do PvP is because there's no reward in it, guys. Like currently, if I was to finish 13th place right now, I would get the same rewards as a person who finished in 1,000th place. What I hope that SP does, what I think would be perfect, uh, is to make rewards for top 100. If there were rewards for top 100, I think PvP would come back to life. I think really PvP is super dead, and I think the reason why it's dead is because the incentive is dead. Meaning, like, if you just made 9 gold relic chests and 1 mutant rune and 1,000 orbs, I think PvP would flood with people trying to play it. Meaning, currently you got this big bottleneck of everybody just trying to do 1,000, and they're trying to do it for bare minimum. Meaning, like there's some people out there who are trying to get a top 1K without even doing attacks. So, if you added a new incentive to top 100, I think that large group that's trying to get 1K would finally step up and compete, meaning like players like myself would now be taking time out of my week or my 2 weeks to improve my positioning in PvP. Why? Because I don't want other people to get rewards that I'm not getting if they're possible for me to get. So I want to, I want to get every possible reward that can help grow my account. Currently, there is a 2-day maze going on. I have missed some collects because I would be on stream and forget, or I just not paying attention. but I'm still way on track to being able to get the monster. There's like, I have 7 collects left, plus 2 spins, and I only need 5 more moves. Uh, Currently, there are monsters in the shop, but where I'm sitting, they're too expensive. Meaning, like, when people say collection purposes, all right, well, if I was to purchase for collection purposes, the only one that I would purchase is Cat UFO. Because Cat UFO is the only one I missed. Meaning, the other ones are going to come back around in a maze, so I wouldn't buy them. I could just wait on the maze. And then the ones that already came back around in the maze, I've gotten all of them except Cat UFO. I wasn't prepared for Cat UFO. Cat UFO got by on me. Every other one. So it really gets awkward because I only need 25 cells to Cat UFO. So I really just hate the idea of spending 345 gems for 25 cells of a monster that I'd only be getting for collection purposes. Like, it just seems awkward, but again, it would be nice to have a full collection, meaning have every mythic that comes. That would be really nice in my mind. But other than that, if you were a new player and you were looking to try and capitalize on these mythics in here, I think the best ones I've seen so far, like my advice would be like Armor Claw is used in the Grandmaster duels. If you don't plan on using them in the Grandmaster duels, then there's not really anything important about Armor Claw. Like people would say, well, yeah, well you can use them with area dodge taunt. Erder is way better than Armor Claw at area dodge taunt. Froma is the same way basically, meaning Froma is used in Grandmaster duels. A lot of people still like to use Froma in wars, so like people that are using the Cosmics, like even Aatrox, Froma's I believe immune to stun. So, Miseris has been only been good because of Vampira. He's not really worth investing in, I don't think. But yeah, like Erder is probably the best one besides Day, but I haven't seen Day in here yet. Just like I haven't seen Odana, which makes no sense because they were past monsters, so it's almost like SP's holding out the good ones on you, like on purpose. But yeah, so out of all these, I'd basically say like if you're looking to get a monster because you only have 300 some gems and you want a mythic that you can invest in or something, Erder's probably the best one. I think he's the only one that can kind of like hang with the Cosmics and still serve the exact purpose that he was supposed to serve as, or she was supposed to serve as a mythic. Being able to put the shields up, having taunt, being able to, after rank 3 is just a phenomenal tank. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And then if you haven't noticed yet, for the umpteenth time, I have changed teams. I left TNT Nation to go to the Great Guys. I didn't have any problems on TNT Nation. It's just I got offered a spot on the Great Guys, and I felt like it's a come up, meaning like I'm probably towards the bottom of the better accounts in this team, meaning like for War, for example. So like when War comes around, I'm the noob, I'm the scrub, I'm the guy who doesn't have all the monsters, I'm the guy whose monsters are really low leveled, I'm the guy who doesn't have all these good runes, I'm the guy who doesn't have all these good relics. So like it's always an uphill challenge. Whereas like on TNT Nation, there'd be times where like I'm losing to a War team that I could have beat every single, you know, base, which I'm not saying like I'm the best at War on TNT Nation, not even close. There's people who have some good monsters on that team too. I'm just saying that I'm in the upper majority, meaning I'm not at the bottom. I'm not in the bottom half of TNT Nation when it comes to wars. So if I'm looking at a War opponent that I could have beat and I lost to him, that does kind of suck. But again, that's like I didn't leave TNT Nation for any other reason than I got an offer to upgrade in my mind, meaning I do believe that the Great Guys is an upgrade from TNT Nation, and the leaderboards agree too, meaning like the Great Guys finishes higher in probably everything. So that's basically my only reasoning there. I had mentioned in my streams and maybe even in a video, but I'm not sure, that I was thinking about making a team after Christmas, meaning I just didn't want to make my own team and it be a 10 or 20 lap team and then Christmas time a super good monster come around. That could get postponed. I'm going to ride the wave of the Great Guys for as long as it goes. It feels pretty comfortable in the team. It felt pretty welcoming. Uh, I pretty much was, worried about like, people act like I have a bunch of drama that follows me around in the game. Whereas really I don't. I'm not like. It's not that I crave trauma. It's just that I don't turn away from it. That's my problem. Meaning like I fall victim to my own ego too many times. Well, the great guys basically, I was told, like, don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about the players in the top teams that say that you're nothing without a team or whatever. Just play and have fun in our team. So that felt really comfortable to me, to where it was basically like, oh, okay, cool. Then you understand that I bring a bunch of hater baggage along with me. All right, cool. And then there are players in this team. Like I'm gonna shout out to the guy Jakar. I hope I'm saying his name right, but I raced with him in Unknown Air, and I've been playing for over a year, and I never had experience like a person able to race like that. Meaning, like I joke around and I say like you would blink and the man would have 6K more points. Like so, like it's good to get back. Whereas like when I made that exposing Unknown Error, and I talked a lot of crap on Unknown Error, he was in that team, and I didn't want to mistake anyone. There were players in that team that it was sad that I wasn't going to be able to team with them anymore, because it was like an honor to team with them. Just like in the last team, TNT Nation, it was an honor to race with Tatiana. And when I say it's an honor to race with somebody, it means I'm glad I I'm glad that I share the experience with them, because to me it would be like going to battle and knowing that someone's got your back. Like that feels pretty good if you know that someone's got your back, versus like if you're not sure. Whereas like when I race with Tatiana, I'm confident that Tatiana has got my back as much as I got my back. Meaning Tatiana does her job and then more. Uh, so like there were players the same way in Unknown Air, whereas I knew that I was getting blamed for things that other players were doing, like point hogging easy stuff, and it made me think that if I'm being treated that way, what about these other people who are busting their ass? Like if I'm busting my ass and I'm being called shit, like what about the other players that are busting their ass? So like I always felt bad. Even a part of me felt kind of bad for Mama Bear, meaning like I thought Mama Bear was a cool person and all, but she did take the side of the people that I didn't think were nice people that, slandered me, and she allowed me to get kicked from the team. So I kind of threw her in with her bad apples and was just like, well, as far as I know, she's not in a team anymore, which is good for her. Hopefully all works out for Mama Bear. And I always, did feel like maybe, like not everybody deserved. It's hard. I don't even know how to put it into words. It's hard to be mad at half a team and not the other, and not give people the wrong idea that you just hate the team. Like there were good players and there were bad players. So anyway, currently I have a decent team, and so far it feels funny when I do classic live duels now, like because I talk about this in my stream earlier today. It was like when I was a brand new noob, like I'd only been playing the game for a couple of weeks. When the first race come around, like of course I check, the leaderboards and stuff, and I would see, the first couple races that I did that the great guys was way up there, and I always wondered, I'd be like, man, how much money do they spend on the game? Like they must be whales, like they doing so many laps. And then now I think it's so hilarious because like when I do stuff like classic duels, I know that there's a lot of newer players that do classic duels. It's like I'm representing that name when I go into classic duels. Like it's like, oh my god, I get to go against somebody from the great guys. And I doubt very many high end players take time out of their day to do classic live duels. So I don't even know. I don't really know how to put it into words. It just kind of feels weird when I see like the battle starting and it's like Lost Jumper from the Great Guys versus, and I'm just assuming random noob, and then it's like, yeah. So like it feels good. I didn't get that feeling when I TNT. So I guess what you would call that as is the effect of a reputation. I don't know. So hopefully I don't let the team down in any aspect of that. Everybody knows that knows me and my channel. I hate war, guys. I can't stand war. And then I'm not even really much of a team player, meaning like I get work hard in a team effort. I mean like if it was up to me, I'd delete teams from the game. That's what I mean by like I'm not good with team. I don't like teams. I don't like the idea of teaming. I'm a solo player at heart. but that doesn't mean that I can't carry my weight in a team. So I'm hoping that that's going to be my goal. Like when the wars come, I just don't want to be the guy with the least amount of coins. I don't want to be the guy who gives up the most amount of coins. Like if I'm one away from the bottom, that sounds fine to me, and I can grow from there. I am currently doing two tasks, and they're not looking good. Neither one of them. One is the goldfish slots, and one is Double Wins Casino or something like that, and they're both 3K-ish gems each. One is a 16-day and one is a 7-day, and the 7-day I'm already on day 6 and I'm only level 70, so it's not looking good at all. But that's what's going on there. I figured I would show you guys my progress since it's been a while. I'm currently at almost 6K dust, and I'm currently at almost 10K amber. People always asking me, like, why don't you rank your Black Feather? Why don't you rank your Bomb better? Why don't you rank your Kodama? Like, the simplest reason on why I don't rank those monsters is because the only reason I rank those monsters was to do Gauntlet. I am doing the Gauntlet, and I am making 555 Stardust a day. Ranking those monsters doesn't change that number. So the next question is then, like, what reason is there to rank a monster? I don't have one at the moment, meaning there's no monster where I'm like, man, I need that monster. Like the back of my voice, or the voice in my head, the voice in the back of my head keeps screaming at me, Chuckle. But then I just kind of like, I'm dragging my feet wishing that a more basic, like anticipate attacker would come. Whereas Chuckle is very tempo-ish, grindy is a better word, meaning like you really got to know what you're doing to utilize a Chuckle. Like you kind of got to be experienced with cooldowns, counting the moves that a monster did, the moves until they're going to do something else, so that way you know, like, hey, this is coming, I can prepare for it with Chuckle this way. Yeah, whereas having an anticipation monster like Hardy is like one that, you can play with drunk. You just basically, mash, like smash, 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 my turn, smash, my turn, smash. Like Chuckle's not that way. So I'm slow and dragging my feet on it. Currently, I am working on the books. I will be rank 2ing this cosmic book that's coming. Also, I'm not sure if I'm going to stream this race. Now that I'm in a decent team, I feel like the only reason why I really started streaming races was because people, try to say that I don't do shit during a race. People say that I don't this and I don't that. So I figured I'd just be transparent and stream it. Well, my team now is more worried about privacy, strategy, things of that such, and it makes perfect sense. So I don't need to be streaming race. Why? Because it's none of your guys' business if we're trying to pass you. If you remember, like recently I talked about the drama of being stream sniped. All right, well, imagine how being stream sniped in a duel is only something that affects yourself, whereas being stream sniped in a race is something that affects your teammates. So the last thing I want is to get stream sniped and have other victims than myself as a result. So yeah, I probably will just do video updates. That way I can give you guys like, how I'm doing in the race. Like you guys want to know, like, can I keep up? I don't know. We'll find out. Anyway, currently in the page, I have 2 monsters rank 1, 2 monsters rank 2. Currently, Lupo is ranking, Ulrika is hatching, Calidemic and Axelmech are on the way. I did recently in a stream watch Armor Gaming's video on Axelmech just because of a request, but his video just a little while ago in the stream, though, was the first time I'd seen the monster. I hadn't even looked at a move sheet or anything. I know his first look at it was that it's one of the worst monsters ever. Honestly, I didn't see that bad of a monster when I looked at it. And my reasoning behind why I didn't see that bad of a monster is A, it had a way to stop a mirror stall, meaning like if you've ever played with a Shelly and you go against another person who's got a Shelly, what happens when, since you guys are like, oh, this is the best tank in the game, so I run it, and the other person's like, oh, this is the best tank in the game, so I run it. Okay, what happens when you're down to just your 2 best tanks? It's a stall, basically. So like this guy at least comes with a mechanic that can stop that from happening. So if you're down to an Axelmech and they're down to an Axelmech, one of you guys is going to win. The damage mirror and the fire moves, one of you guys is going to win. The other one's going to lose. There's not going to be this stall. But he does everything that a tank basically is supposed to do, in my opinion. Meaning he heals himself, he nerves himself, and he uh, is able to apply pressure. So to me, he has potential in the era duels, mainly because if you're free to play, you can't run all the pay to play monsters. So you really need, if you're going to run something that's not pay to play, you're going to need something that can lighten the load of the burden of the, like, let's say you only get one good monster that's free to play. Well, you're going to need something like a taunt to help make it harder for your opponent to kill your main monster that you need. So anyway, I think that everybody knows Monster Masher is one of the best monsters of the season. So you better be prepared to get corrupted. And when I look at Axel Mech, I'm like, yo, bro, go ahead and corrupt me. Maybe I'll get lucky and heal myself and nerf myself. And then what, boy? Like, my opinion on who the best monster this season is Lupo. I think Lupo is the best monster of the season. He is a better turn transfer monster than Lindworm. I'm not saying he's a better monster than Lindworm. I'm saying he's a better turn transfer monster, meaning if you're running a team and it's a turn transfer team, meaning the whole purpose is to maybe turn transfer to Thasla, Lupo's better. He's faster than Lindworm. He gives Nur along with the turn transfer. He's better. Uh, when looking at which one can I use the most that could probably benefit an account, I think the PvP monster. The PvP monster is an interesting monster in the fact that you can run it in a triple Uriel team in the Gauntlet. It's not as great as a Black Feather because of not having the ability to spam Total Blind to prevent being ulted versus no stamina monsters. And since they're going to gain freeze immunity, yeah, you won't have any, like, you're basically going to roll dice a lot on specials. If you bait first, you're fine because then when you get specials, you have your Uriel Essence. But if you're one of those people who hadn't ranked VPaparu like myself, and you were thinking about ranking VPaparu to save you from node 40 through 50 risk of being ulted, because that's why I was going to rank them, this monster can probably do that job too, meaning I myself think like I might run this guy from node 40 to 50 and then switch to Black Feather from 50 to 56, but either way, I'm not spending any Stardust because I'm not sure. People are always like, why do you say you're going to rank stuff and you don't rank it? Well, that's because things change in this game, man. Don't let yourself fall victim to your own checks, meaning just because you say something's good or just because you say you're going to do something doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it, especially if new information reveals itself. If something new comes out, that can completely change everything you said, especially if you're free to play. Free to play, you get an idea and then it's a month later before you make it happen because everything is so slow. Like an example, I top 5k Gold Fever. There was a time when I was like, oh man, I'm going to get these monsters so I can top 5k Gold Fever. Like even when I bred Hyperias. I bred 93 Hyperias months ago. I'm just now getting, top 5k. Nothing happens overnight as a free to play. So in that progress of trying to wait till something happens, things change. So yeah, I'm probably not going to rank VPaparu because if I was going to rank one of them, I'd probably rank this PvP monster because of the True Vision. So yeah, I don't really know what to say on that other than it is what it is. I can't wait until we finally see what the book rewards are for this page. It would be pretty sweet. Currently, I am working on this, but I'm missing Privateers, the only one, and I'd really like to get him without having to spend 100 gems. So the only way I think I'm going to do that is if I can somehow figure out a way to get some help in my team. If maybe somebody has extra or they'll, I don't know, use magic cells if I pay them back some other cells. I have no idea. I haven't even asked anybody. I haven't even, taken time. I've been busy doing other things. But he's the only one on the book page that I need to finish. I have heard a rumor that Mythics would be tradable. If Mythic cells become tradable for Black Friday, I will go right after Cat UFO. I just need 25. Other than that, I'm currently waiting for the rune discount. What my game plan to do is, if a rune discount comes for Black Friday, is I want to spend 100 gems making about 100 low gold runes. Meaning it only costs 1 gem with the discount to rush a 5. So if I take all my 4s, all my 3s, all my 5s, I can just gem them and bang, done, bang, done, bang, done. And I can get runes on all my Hyperias. And then that should be pretty sweet on making it easier for me to top 5k Gold Fever all the time. What I really want to accomplish in the gold department is being able to Gold Fever top 5k without pre-collecting any gold. That way, if there comes a time where I forgot, I'm still good. I still get in the top 5k guaranteed. So that's my game plan there. Also, since I made 500 mil in the Gold Fever, it helps with relics. I have a long ways to go to catch up in my relics. So anyway, I will be making some videos in the future. I need to make a bait video for the Gauntlet, and I need to make a how to build a Gauntlet team or how to build a PvP team. So yeah, that's what's going on my channel, guys. I just wanted to catch you guys up with everything, and then I will think of something to do in tomorrow's video. So if you have anything that you want me to go over in a future video, just leave it in the comments, guys. I know I haven't been doing as well as checking the comments as I have been previously, but that's because we're doing a lot more streaming than we have been making videos. And the reason for that is it's just easier for me. It's so much easier to just turn on a camera and stream than it is for me to sit down and, point focused, have a purpose and make a constructive video. So anyway, thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel, and thank you to everybody who comes to watch. I will see you tomorrow. Later.